This video is about Fluid Mechanics Part 3, more specifically, buoyancy. Now, buoyancy is the tendency of an object to float or to rise in a fluid when submerged. What causes this is the buoyant force, which is the upward force that a fluid exerts on an object immersed in it. Now, pag sinabi nating buoyancy, let's always remember Archimedes principle. Dito siya nagbe-base. So, Archimedes principle states that any body completely or partially submerged in a fluid, when we say fluid, gas or liquid, at rest is acted upon by an upward or buoyant force. That upward buoyant force that is exerted on a body immersed in a fluid is equal to the weight of the fluid that the body displaces. So, bakit nga ba tinawag na Archimedes principle? Ito ay nagsimula noong nagpagawa ang isang ancient Greek king na si King Heron II of Syracuse ng gold crown sa isang goldsmith. Pero nung nagawa, nagduda siya kung pure gold nga ba yung crown or may halong silver. So ang ginawa niya, nagpatulong siya, nangingi siya ng tulong kay Archimedes para matukoy kung tama ba yung hinala niya. So, tinanggap na ni Archimedes yung challenge na ma-identify kung niloko nga lang ba yung king. Until one day, nag-iisip pa rin siya habang naliligo siya sa bathtub niya. Pero may narealize siya, habang mas lumulubog siya sa bathtub niya, mas dumadami yung tubig na natatapon. Kaya ang sabi-sabi, nung narealize niya yun, nagtatakbo siya sa labas habang hubot-hubad at nagsisigaw ng Eureka! Eureka! Or I have found it. Ibig sabihin may na-discover siya. Doon niya na-realize na yun yung magsosolve sa problem ng king. Ang ginawa niya para malaman ay kumuha siya ng 1 mass of gold and 1 mass of silver, each katulad ng weight ng crown. And then ang ginawa niya, sinubmerge niya sa tubig each mass of gold and silver. Then kinompare yung mga madi-displace na water. Nalaman niya na when gold is submerged, it displaces less water than when silver is submerged. Doon niya kinumpare. Sinubmerge niya yung gold na 1 mass of gold equal to the weight of the crown na kinuha niya. Then yung pinagawang gold crown daw nung king. And then doon niya nalaman mas more ang water displaced ng gold crown kesa doon sa pure gold na kinuha niya. Ibig sabihin, niloko talaga yung king nung pinagawa niya ng crown. At dito nanggaling yung Archimedes principle at yung concept ng buoyancy. Now, let's move forward sa mga formulas na pwede nating gamitin. Buoyant force is equal to gamma ng liquid or yung unit weight ng liquid kung saan naka-submerge ang object multiplied sa volume ng displaced liquid. So, kung naalala nyo kanina, diba sabi si Archimedes habang palubog ng palubog sa bathtub niya, mas dumadami yung tubig. So, pwede pala nating sabihin na yung volume ng displaced liquid ay equal sa volume ng submerged portion ng object na nakasubmerged dun sa liquid. Therefore, pwede nating gamiting formula ay buoyant force is equal to gamma ng liquid multiplied sa volume ng submerged portion ng object. Other formulas na kailangan natin tandaan ay yung weight ng object. Weight ng object is equal to the gamma ng object or yung density ng object multiplied sa volume ng object. And yung gamma is equal to rho g or unit weight is equal to the mass density multiplied by gravitational acceleration. Kung maaalala din natin, specific gravity is equal to unit weight ng object over unit weight ng water or density ng object over density ng water. Therefore, pwede natin sabihin at pwede nating makuha yung unit weight ng object by multiplying specific gravity or SG by unit weight ng water. So, yun lang yung mga formulas na kailangan natin. And mga values na pwede naman nating magamit ay density or unit weight ng water, which are 1,000 kg per cubic meter, 9.81 or 9.807 kilonewton per cubic meter, and 62.427 pound per cubic feet. So, ngayon, pwede na tayo mag-solve. Let's move on to problem solving number 1. So for our first problem, a gas bubble rising from the ocean floor is 1 inch in diameter at a depth of 50 feet. Given that the specific gravity of seawater is 1.03, the buoyant force in pounds being exerted on the bubble at this instant is nearest to A. 0.014, B. 0.02, C. 0.076, or D. 0.14. So, ang given values natin ay yung diameter ng gas bubble, which is 1 inch, depth o yung lalim, which is 50 feet, specific gravity of seawater, which is 1.03. So, yun yung mga given values sa atin. Ngayon, ang hinahanap ay buoyant force. Balikan natin yung mga formulas natin kanina. Ang formula natin kanina for buoyant force is equal to gamma or unit weight ng liquid multiply sa volume ng submerged object. So, check natin kung meron. Wala tayong gamma ng liquid. Ang meron lang tayo, liquid kasi natin dito is seawater. Pero ang meron tayo ay yung specific gravity. Given siya. Volume ng submerged, pwede naman natin makuha kasi since gas bubble yun, kuhanin lang natin yung volume of sphere. So, dito muna tayo sa gamma ng liquid. Kung matatandaan nyo din kanina, makuha din natin yung gamma ng isang object or substance by multiplying the specific gravity ng substance na yun sa gamma ng water. So, ang magiging formula na natin ay buoyant force is equal to specific gravity of seawater multiplied sa unit weight of water multiply sa volume of submerged or volume ng sphere. Kasi pa-sphere yung ating gas bubble. So, kumpleto na pala tayo kasi sa volume ng sphere, ang kailangan lang natin ay yung radius. E meron naman tayong diameter. Radius is equal to diameter over 2 lang. Ang gagawin na lang natin ngayon is to substitute yung mga values. So, SG na 1.03, multiply natin sa gamma ng water in English unit na 62.427 pound per cubic feet, multiply sa volume ng gas bubble or sphere na 4 over 3 multiply to pi, multiplied by 0.5 inch, then to convert to feet, divide natin sa 12, then cube. Cancel natin yung dalawang unit na cubic feet, matitira sa ating unit is pound force. And then kapag minultiply natin sa, or kapag kinalculate natin, ang makuha nating sagot ay 0.0195, equivalent to 0.02 pound force, na sa choices natin ay letter B.
A ship having a displacement of 24,000 metric tons and a draft of 10.4 meters in ocean with specific gravity of 1.03 enters a harbor of fresh water with specific gravity of 1. The horizontal section of the ship at the waterline is 3,000 square meter. So, what depth of fresh water is required to float the ship? So, may given tayo na displacement ng ship na 24,000 metric tons. So, pag kinonvert natin siya sa kilograms, equal siya 24 million kilograms. Meron tayong given na draft in ocean water, which is 10.4 meters. Specific gravity of ocean water na 1.03 at sa fresh water naman is 1. Given din yung horizontal area ng barko, which is 3,000 square meters. Sabi nga sa Archimedes principle, an object floating on a fluid will displace a volume of that fluid equal to its own weight. So, in short, kahit ang tubig yung paglutangan ng barko, dapat same pa rin yung buoyant force na nagsusupport sa weight ng barko. So, let's find the volume displaced sa ocean water. V1 is equals to FB1 all over gamma S. So, equals 24 million kilograms all over 1,000 kilograms per cubic meter times the specific gravity of ocean water na 1.03. So our V1 is equals to 23,300 cubic meter. Hanapin naman natin yung volume displaced sa fresh water. So, V2 is equals to FB2 all over gamma S. So, 24 million kilograms all over 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter times 1. So our V2 is 24,000 cubic meter. So calculate naman natin yung change in volume. So delta V is equals to 24,000 minus 23,300. So ang change in volume natin is equals to 700 cubic meters. So, ibig sabihin lang, kailangan pa niyang mag-displace ng 700 cubic meters para lumutang. So, convert natin yung volume difference to depth. Delta H is equals to delta V all over area. So, 700 meters all over 3,000 square meter. So, equal siya sa 0.2333 meters. And now, add natin siya sa original graph na 10.4 meters. So, 10.4 plus 0.2333 equals 10.633 meters. So, ang final answer natin is 10.633 meters. So, yun yung kailangan na draft ng barko sa freshwater. Lulubog siya ng konti dahil mas less dense ang freshwater kumpara sa ocean water. For the next problem, a hollow plastic sphere is held below the surface of a freshwater lake by a cable anchored to the bottom of the lake. The sphere has a volume of 0.300 cubic meter and the tension on the cable is 900 Newton. Calculate the buoyant force exerted by the water. So for the solution, formula ng buoyant force natin is FB is equals to density times volume displaced times the gravitational acceleration. Yung volume displaced natin is equal siya sa volume ng mismong material na sinuspend mo sa ilalim ng tubig. So, since 0.300 cubic meter yung volume ng sphere, meaning nito 0.300 cubic meter din yung volume displaced. Multiply na natin 1,000 kilogram per cubic meter times 0.300 cubic meter times 9.81 meter per second squared. So, ang answer natin is 29,430 Newton. Kung makikita natin sa figure, meron tayong force na nag-act along vertically. Lahat ng pababa is equal sa pataas na persa. Makikita natin na pababa yung weight. So, weight plus tension is equals to buoyant force. Para makuha natin yung weight, isolate lang natin. Nagiging weight is equals to buoyant force minus tension. So, 2,943 minus 900. So, equals 2,043 Newton. Since may weight na tayo, pwede na natin makuha yung mass. So, mass is equals to weight all over gravitational acceleration. So, 2,043 kilogram meter per second squared all over 9.81 meter per second squared. So, equal siya sa 208.26 kilogram mass.
A stone weighs 500 newtons in air and 350 in a liquid. having a specific gravity of 0.86. Determine the following: the volume of the stone in cubic meters, the specific gravity of the stone, and the unit weight of the stone in kilonewton per cubic meters. Okay, so this is the stone given. Initially, it says that the weight of the stone in air is 500 newtons, which is the actual weight of the stone. When submerged in a liquid having a specific gravity of 0.86, the weight of the stone now becomes 350 newtons. The actual weight of the stone doesn't change. The reason why the stone in the liquid has less weight is because of the buoyant force. Because of this, we can say that weight at the liquid is equals to weight at air minus buoyant force. Since we all know that the buoyant force is equals to gamma liquid multiplied by volume, we can get the volume here by simply substituting the given values from the equation. We would get 0.0178 cubic meters. For us to get the specific gravity of the stone, the equation would be the weight of the stone in air is equal to gamma of the stone multiplied to the volume of the stone. Remember that the gamma of the stone is equals to the specific gravity of the stone multiplied by gamma of the water. Substitute the given values, we will get 2.87. For last, for the unit weight of the stone, the equation would be Sg of stone equals to gamma of stone all over 2 gamma of water. Simply substitute the given values, we will get 28.12 kilonewton per cubic meters. A 2 meter by 3 meter by 1.2 meter thick block of ice with specific gravity of 0.917 floats in cold seawater with specific gravity of 1.026. How deep is the ice submerged? And how deep is the ice submerged if a seal weighing 250 kilograms sits on it? So we all know that all objects that are submerged in water has buoyant force, and all of those objects have weight. So by summation of vertical forces is equals to zero, there are only two forces that act vertically, which is the buoyant force minus the weight of the ice. Now, change the force to their equations, substitute the given values, simplify the equation, you will get 1.073 meters. So what if there was a seal that sits on top of the block of the ice that weighs 250 kilograms? Since the weight of the seal is in kilogram, you should convert it to kilonewton. Like in the first solution, by summation of vertical forces is equals to zero, you would get all the vertical forces. Change the forces to their equations and substitute all the given values. Simplify the equation, you would get 1.113 meters.
And that concludes our discussion on buoyancy. Thank you.